Guys, just wanted to share a little traveller's notebook that I made for a girl that I met through the Junk Journals Down Under Facebook group recently. So she's going away on a little trip up to the Gold Coast, which is in Queensland here in Australia, and she just wanted a little journal to take with her. She didn't want anything themey, so not travel related or anything, just a kind of general journal, just so that she could write stuff in. So the only requirement she wanted was just lots of journaling space. So I've made this one for her. I know that she does like the colour purple, so I have included a fair bit of purple in this journal. And the material I picked, I thought since she's going to the Gold Coast, I'll put something kind of mermaidish, if you know what I mean. Because the Gold Coast is here in Australia. It's a really beachy area. It's like a tourist area. It's got a lot of theme parks and beaches. But she didn't want anything themey. But I thought, I don't know, dolphins, mermaids, that sort of thing, since it's a beach area. So this material, sorry, it's nighttime here in Australia now, so I'm just going off a light and a lamp. But the material is like really shimmery, and it just reminded me of, you know, mermaid scales or something. I thought it was really, really pretty. And I've just put a little doily there, topped with another little cutout off a doily. And I've just coloured it with a bit of green paint and just some Inca gold, which is shiny but you can't see it on camera, and a little pink gem in there in the center. So that's a little metal gem. It's off a brooch. I just pulled the back off it. So it's a little bit chunky, but that's because I like to put something in all the pockets. I don't know, I feel wrong if I have a pocket there that I don't put anything in. So I just generally put something in, and whoever gets the journal can always take it out, you know, so that they can put their own ephemera or photos or something in. But that's it. So it's a fabric cover. I've just put an elastic on it to hold it together for now, because it's Traveller's Notebook standard size, so it should fit in an insert. And I've just inked a bit of elastic green just to match with some little green glass beads on the end. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah. So I've just got a little pocket there with some stationery. This stationery, it's really cute. It's got all these little botanicals, and the little pack has all different coloured botanicals. It's a little journal card. It's just a picture of an envelope out of a stamp catalogue. And I know she likes butterflies as well. So the first page, I've put some yellow butterflies to match the yellow fabric. And that's out of this big butterfly book that I found. It's really, really beautiful. It's the whole book. There's no writing. It's just pictures of butterflies, and that's it. And I've had it for about 2 years. I couldn't chop it up because they're all so beautiful. But recently I thought, I can't hold on to every book. I've got so many, so I decided to cut it up and share the photos around in my journals I make. But that's really beautiful. So just coffee dyed papers, lace. This is a bit of a fabric cut off. If you saw my previous video, I think it was a butterfly journal I did, I showed a little bit of a project fail. So this is some of that fabric that I've left on the paper, and I've just stitched around it just to make a little fabric page, because that fabric is really beautiful. It's got silver thread through it. It's just really, really gorgeous. So I actually just put it in there as a page in the journal. And then you can just write on the back because that's paper there. Some blue coffee dyed paper, grid paper. It's just a little pocket with journal card. And that's just an image out of a vintage flower book. And I've just stitched some paper in the centre so that she can write on each side of the little page. Just some pink and white trim there. Sorry, I've got a bit of a sore throat and I'm trying not to breathe in too deep because every time I do it makes me cough. That's out of a embroidery book. So I've put a couple of double, like, you know, fold out pages just to give her extra room to write. Coffee dyed music paper. It's a paper doily. Some coffee dyed notepad paper. I really love you know, just the cheap notepads when you coffee dye them. The paper's so thin and so it always comes out so like crunchy and it feels so nice. Just a little bit of coffee dyed yellow paper. And a little mini Filofax card just clipped on with a little purple paper clip. That's just some trim that I cut off an ugly old blouse. Not blouse, it was some sort of ugly shirt. Got it up at the op shop because the material was really nice and it had this trim around the end of it, but it's like a cotton trim. Like the trim's pretty but the shirt was really ugly. And that's just a little card out of a actually I've seen a lot of people with these now. It's just a little folder with all these cards in it, a gardening one. And they're really, really pretty, so I've been using them in all my journals. I just put some coffee dye paper on the back of this one. And some purple eyelash trim because she likes purple. Just another fold out. This is a map page. Since she's going to the Gold Coast, I actually used the page from the Gold Coast, but because the traveller's notebooks are so narrow, you can't, you know, I did want to get the whole map, but it was too big, so I thought you can kind of see some of the places from around the Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast on the map. It's just a little, I don't know if it's a love letter or something out of a book that I found. I thought it was really cute and sweet, so I've just inked the edges. You can write on the back because it's all plain on the back. Coffee dyed ledger paper. It's another fold out with a bit of a fabric tab. It's a page out of a vintage children's fairy tale book. Some more of that trim. Still got glue on my fingers. It's a little kitty. That's a page. I've put a page of this in all my journals so far because I'm trying to use the book up. It was a book with really, really gorgeous pictures. Where do butterflies go when it rains or something? It's really cute. And I didn't have a purple flower, but this was originally a pink flower, but it looks purple, so I've put that little flower. So that's a real dried flower, which I've put in an envelope as the center of the signature. This is actually off our cherry blossom tree. little, it's not wood, I don't know what it's called. It's like a particle board. Butterfly. This old fairy tale book, the pages are, you know, really, it feels fibrous when they, you know, when they get really old and brittle. And all the discoloration around the edges, that's the natural aging colour. It's not distressed or anything, but it's really pretty. Since she's travelling, I just put a little quantity. This is actually really old. This was from my grandmother when she travelled to Italy. Oh, you know, it must be 30 years ago. When I say really old, I feel like 30 years ago is really old. That's probably because I was younger then. But, yeah, just a little luggage tag. Like it's a real luggage tag. Now this I've put in there for her to show her. We were talking yesterday about the crocodile. So this is, it's a combined hole punch and eyelet setter. It's a really, really good tool because you can punch really thick things, and, you know, you can punch right in the center of the page if you want because it's a long reach. The only thing I don't like is, of course, it's in inches because it's American, and yeah, I can't comprehend inches anymore. I need centimeters. But we were talking about the eyelet setter, how we can never get the eyelets to set properly. So I put one in here as an example for her because she thought she was just being dumb, and I said, no, I can't set them either. The instructions are really bad that come with it, and I don't know if it's just the, sorry, I've got glue all over my fingers. It looks like my fingers are peeling. I don't know if it's the cheapo eyelets that I'm using, but they never sit flush. And I always have to squash them down on the back. I don't know. But there you go. I put that in there for you so that you can see that it's not just you. Yeah, there were two little tears in the page, so I just put a little paper band-aid there with some stitching just to make it look more, you know, deliberate. That's another tag from one of those plant cards, but this one I've put some blue coffee dyed paper on the back. This page, okay, before I sew my signature in, I must flick through the book 1,000 times, you know, changing bits and shuffling pages and adding and you name it, and making sure the pages are all the right way. But this one, of course, I put it upside down. So I've just put a big piece of paper in there for you because that's really long. So it won't fall out if you hold it upside down. And yeah, maybe I can start a trend of upside down pockets, but I don't know how I missed it. I've flicked through it so many times. That's just another image out of that old gardening book. And I've just stitched some coffee dyed paper on the back. So I find these pictures out of that book really, really pretty. Just love them. There's a bit of a cheesy little thing here. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. It's cute, but a little bit cheesy. But the little image is really cute. It's the back of that fabric. Look at that fabric. Isn't it just so beautiful? I really, really love it. I wish I didn't ruin such a big piece because I don't have a lot of it. And some purple material because she likes purple. And more butterflies. And at the back I've just put a little flower with a button and little dragonfly. This is just a little planner page. It's got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know why I said the whole week, but I'm sick. Okay, so that's your little book. I really hope she likes it, and hope you like the material too. It's really gorgeous. Okay, and that's it. Oh, if she doesn't like it, I told her if you don't like it, don't worry, I'll just stick it in my little Etsy shop, so you may see it in there. I hope she likes it, but I think it turned out pretty cute. But that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.